Now I'm going to look at the steering linkage. I'm going to check the pitman arm, the drag link, the steering knuckle, and steering arm. Make sure there's nothing bent, cracked, or damaged, and there are no illegal welds. I'm going to check all the castle nuts, make sure they are not loose, and all the cotter pins are in place. Then I'm going to check the tie rod and tie rod ends, make sure there's nothing bent, cracked, or damaged, and there are no illegal welds. Now I'm going to check the front suspension. I'm going to check the front spring mount, the rear spring mount, and the shackle. Make sure they are secure, there are no missing nuts or bolts, they are not cracked or broken, and there are no illegal welds. Then I'm going to check the leaf springs, make sure they are not cracked, shifted, or missing. And I'm going to check the U-bolts, that they are tight and secure, and there are no shifting. Then I'm going to check the shock, that is secure, there are no missing nuts or bolts, or oil indicating a blown shock. Now I'm going to look at the front air brakes. I'm going to check that the airline is secure and there are no cuts or leaks. Then I'm going to check the brake chamber. Make sure it is secure, there are no cracks, leaks, or dents. Then I'm going to check the slack adjuster and push rod. With the brakes released, it should have no more than 1 inch of movement when pulled on. I'm going to make sure there are no missing cotter pins. Then I'm going to check the brake drum for heat cracks, discoloration, or fluid in the drum, and make sure there are no missing parts. Then I'm going to check the brake lining for cracks or fluid, and make sure it has a minimum of 1/4 inch of thickness. Some trucks have disc brakes. If they have disc brakes, I'll check the caliper, the disc, and the pads. Now I'm going to look at the front tires. I'm going to check the inside and outside sidewall of the tire for cuts or bulges. Then I'm going to make sure it has a minimum of 4/32 inch of tread depth, and I would check that with a depth gauge. Then I'm going to check the tire pressure, make sure it is at 100 psi, and I'd check that with a tire pressure gauge. Then I'm going to check the inner and outer rim for cracks or welds. Then I'm going to check my lug nuts, make sure they are tight and there are none missing, and there are no signs of rust or black streaks indicating looseness. Then I'm going to check my hub, make sure it is full of oil and the hub seals are not leaking. Then I'm going to check my valve stem that is capped and not touching the rim. Now I'm going to close the hood. I will shout clear while doing this.